Welcome to my Just Jenny podcast. I'm really looking forward to interviewing Wendi McLendon-Covey's cats. I feel that just as we were starting, you were talking to one of them, Butters.
Butters, yeah.
And so my hope is that Butters will be part of this conversation.
Oh, he'll definitely walk across the keyboard at some point. Yeah, he makes his presence known, believe me.
Number one on the call sheet of the Goldbergs. We are ending season 10. Mm-hmm. Wendi, how do you feel about this? I was watching it and I started to cry because of George Segal. And then you have Judd Hirsch sort of playing that paternal person because you need that. I even was crying at the beginning of this season because of the death of Murray. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not because of the drama before the death of Murray, but because of the death of Murray. You guys handled it. You handled the whole thing so well. But how is it for you with the show's ending? And like, that's your family to some extent.
That's my family, yeah. And I mean, a decade. Think of what happens in a decade.
Yeah.
You know, God, as soon as we got the news, it was like I couldn't wake up. I was sleeping like 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just the mental exhaustion of a whole decade and the gratitude.
Yeah.
I mean, how lucky am I?
Yeah.
You know, this show will never be off the air.
No, and you'll be rich. But apart from that,
but the thing is like we made something that was sweet and silly and had no vampires in it. You know what I mean? There's it's just like about real people. And we filmed through the pandemic. We never shut down.
Yeah.
And I got to work with the sweetest people in all departments. And I consider all those people my friends. So it's like, how am I supposed to live without everybody? I don't know. Because now we would be on hiatus anyway.
Right. But then the fact that you're not going back to it. But I got to say also, like, the fact that it's so Jewish for me is just really sweet and really familiar. And I mean, the 80s, the Beverly as a grandmother, the clothing, the nostalgia. And then especially since we're at such a time where like Jewish people are being just, everyone hates us again. It's like so refreshing to see on TV a fun depiction and it's just charming.
Yeah. It was, you know, what's funny is that we did not start out being called the Goldbergs. We were called the Goldens. And someone sent me the call sheet from the pilot and Beverly Golden, that's what it says. So the president of ABC at the time, Paul Lee, just said, call yourselves the Goldbergs. Just do it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And so we didn't realize like what an act of defiance that was going to be.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Which was so silly because we don't. I mean, I don't even think we mentioned Hanukkah for the first 3 seasons.
And then the last season, it's the bris.
Yeah.
Which does never obviously come to pass. Thank God.
It's a little girl.
Really awkward.
So we don't have a bris, but
when they don't know, there's a few.
When they don't know, exactly. But you're right. That did happen.
Yeah.
It's all my days are blending together, Jenny.
Everybody's I don't blame you. I mean, people are always, I'm sure, saying to you, like, what was your favorite episode? And what did you do? And who can remember yesterday?
Exactly. You hear him? You hear Butters in there?
I do.
You're handsome. Okay.
Oh,
that's what he demands.
I let your cat life just, I think I have so much envy because I'm allergic to cats and you have so many. And like at any given time, you could have more. And I just,
please no.
And I just love it, but I do. I think they're such incredibly interesting animals. And like when you watch them all on TikTok or on Reels on Instagram, I just want these like the cat, they're so sweet. And yours have such personalities.
They have such personalities. And now they have a little stroller that they can ride in one at a time.
Of course they do.
Yeah,
course they
Jenny,
do.
I shouldn't have even brought up that topic.
No, but this is what I was going to say about you that I love. It's like you're super successful, right? Like most people don't get to be where you are and have that kind of 10-year sitcom where you're first on the call sheet. Like that's a very, very big deal. And yet you're the most unassuming. I mean, maybe in your real life, you're a total asshole, but like you
That's
seem
what
to
it
be
is.
right. But you seem to be like the loveliest, most down to earth. Your husband does your hair, like regular person. And I don't see you living in some ridiculous like mansion beyond not that there'd be anything wrong with it.
Right.
You strike me as a cozier kind of person. You could be rich and cozy, but
Yeah.
you just seem so fucking normal.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. And yeah, you don't see me really getting into trouble anywhere. I
Yeah.
rarely go out. I like being at home. I
Yeah,
like
I get that.
nesting,
Me too.
and I
Mhm.
like organizing. Or what I like to do is I like to buy all the organizational stuff and then leave it there on my desk to
Fair.
collect dust for years. I mean,
Yes.
I like to start projects and not finish them.
Well, what if you get inspired? What if one afternoon you get inspired to
Mhm,
actually clean the space? You
mhm,
need to have the containers at the ready.
exactly, and I did finally organize my she shed.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, so,
Yeah. What are you
um,
keeping there?
I keep all my sewing stuff and my crafting crap
Oh my God, I love this.
and any memorabilia,
Okay,
you
wait. So
know?
that's where like Beverly's stuff will go at the end.
Yeah, and I don't
Well,
have a
now.
lot
Yeah.
of Beverly's stuff, like, it's over, so I don't hang on to that many things, but I was gifted the wig,
Okay,
and
well, who
so
else is going to wear that?
yeah, I mean, oh, well, I thought for sure it would go to the Smithsonian.
Definitely. She deserves to
Mm,
be there.
yeah, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll find a lucite box or something to put that in. It
Shadow boxing is great.
was a
You should
big part of my life.
absolutely yes, do that
Yeah.
because I did that with one of my husband's old flannel shirts when we were dating back in 1995. He had like a cozy green, like LL Bean flannel giant shirt that was his
Uh-huh.
favorite. So I promptly took it and wore it till it died. I mean, it died. The holes, rips, the patches, but I couldn't bear to part with it. So we shadow boxed this giant shirt, shadow boxed it. It's lived on the wall ever since.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's certain things of my husband's that I can't throw out because I have too many snuggly memories,
Right.
you
Right.
know? And
Right.
with the t-shirt and stuff, you can have like my mom made a quilt out of some of our old concert shirts and stuff.
Oh,
So I'm gonna have to have a whole Greg quilt of all his 90s, you know, fresh
I
jive
love that.
t-shirts.
So you quilt. That's one of the things you sew is you quilt?
I started a quilt about 25 years ago that I have not
Perfect.
finished, but my mom is good with like, all right, here's all my squares that I hand stitched or whatever. She'll join it all together. I don't have the patience for that.
So what do you sew? What do you have the patience to make?
I've sewed some vintage patterns. I've sewn some things that I've worn out in public, you
Wow.
know. But
Yeah.
I I think, and I got to stop doing this. I love going to fabric stores. I love fabric stores.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
and then you get inspired by all the different textures and stuff. And so
Yeah.
I just bought a bunch of fabric, and now it sits there. Like, what are you gonna make out of me? Well, I don't know, fabric.
A beanie for Butters?
Yeah, I could make a full Little Lord Fauntleroy outfit, with
Let's see why
knickers
not.
and a waistcoat for Butters, sure.
Eh, I think he'll love
Easter
that.
is coming.
And why not? And
Mhm.
why not? So now how do you spend so you slept 16 hours a day when you realized
Yeah.
the show was ending, and I kind of feel like you guys picked it the right time in a way because with everything that's gone on, and I think the last time we talked, it was fresh off the news of somebody leaving the show, and the publicists were like, don't ask and don't da-da-da. And I was like, I'm not here to make you uncomfortable ever. It's not like how I'm wired. But how do you effectively move on when there's any sort of crisis on the show, whether it was that situation or losing George, which I thought you guys handled? I mean, again, thank you for making me weep.
Right.
All of us cry with that
Yeah.
long thank you love letter to him. Um, but how do you deal with that as an actor who has to show up and do her job?
Yeah, that was really, really tough. With George, like we had the hardest time just getting through the episode without crying. And every
Yeah.
time we mention him since,
Yeah.
it's oh God, I could
Yeah,
cry right now. But
of
like
course.
he was such a beautiful person and we loved having him on set. And so trying to make that tribute, which I think, and thank you for liking it because that was really rough. It's very hard to make that funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have to handle a second death,
Mm-hmm.
how do you do that and keep the ball rolling? Because you cannot ask your audience to keep weeping for people. It's so hard.
Nope.
You know? And you can't do the whole thing of, oh, this just happened. We had to pretend like it was like some time had passed.
Yeah.
You just can't ask your audience to keep getting so emotional.
Right.
But that one was a little bit easier. That wasn't
Yeah.
as loaded emotionally for us.
I get that. I get that. That would have to have sort of a myriad of emotions because, it's a team effort to do the show the way it's supposed to be done. And when something goes awry, like it's annoying.
It was hard to act like we were broken up about it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Right.
Because we were not.
Exactly. Correct. But to the audience, you were.
Yeah.
To the audience, it worked because, maybe because I'm somebody who's so sensitive and I've experienced a lot of loss that like I like feel all that stuff.
Right.
So for me, even knowing the context of it and understanding this is acting, right? Like I know how to not blur the lines between real and not real.
Right.
But it got me. It totally got me because the emotion.
But yeah, it
You
was
guys
hard
played it
because
right.
we weren't able to use that person's
Yeah.
footage
Likeness.
ever
Yes.
again. Yeah.
No,
Can't
good.
use it ever
Fine.
again. So we
Fine.
couldn't, I know we got some complaints about, oh, you just made it about the chair. Well, listen,
I liked that. I
anything else. So
I liked it. I appreciated the chair.
And
yeah,
I mean, and that was another thing is that the actual family, like that is not, their father died, but it was a long drawn out horrible thing. We had to make it this for the show. So I know they had some problems with it as well, but look,
you did the best
it
you
was
could and you
not
did
a
it
great
right.
situation for
No,
any.
and I thought you handled it great. I actually thought you did it because again, I didn't want to cry and I found myself crying. And I was like, even though I knew there was backstory, whatever, it's still I thought you handled it. And I thought the symbolism of the chair, frankly, is exactly right. Like when I wear my father's watch, I don't stare at pictures of my dad.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't do that. That's just too weird. But like if I have on his watch or I see something of his, that's when you feel. So that makes sense.
Right. So his chair ended up in the baby's
Correct.
room, which I thought,
know.
Listen.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you had Judd Hirsch and he's great.
Yes. Oh my God, how lucky am I that I got to work with George and Judd. I mean,
incredible, actually. Yeah.
So.
I thought he did a great job too. So I thought you've handled this sort of on its way to wrapping it up really well. Really well. And what could have been what was a really hard time for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. So we still have some more episodes to air, and I think our finale is May 3rd.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure it'll be a cry fest. And then So now for you have the Bob Ross movie.
Yes. Now that is actually not about Bob Ross.
Oh, so it's just being
It's
written about as though it's the happy painter?
it's a painter who looks a lot like Bob Ross. And then he
Oh.
is on Vermont Public Access with a painting show. So it's a Bob Ross type of character.
I like that.
But yeah, and then the bunch of groupies that have been following him on his journey for 20 or 30 years, I play one of those sad ladies, and it was so much fun.
You're probably so good at that.
I can't wait for everyone to see it. It's just a weird group of broads.
And when does it come out?
It comes out on April 7th.
Oh,
Yeah,
around
April
the corner.
7th, it's coming
Oh,
up.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So it's comedy. It's
just stupid comedy. Yeah. Yeah. Only in theaters, which is also a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say you're good at that. You have Reno 911, but I don't want to diminish comedy because it's not stupid to me, right? You're like stupid comedy. But no, I happen to think that the best comedy is like, it's so hard to do stupid comedy well because you have to believe somebody's really in the thing in order to laugh. So if somebody's not a good actor, it's not going to end up a good comedy. I think people think it's easier than it is. It's hard.
Exactly. You have to believe that you are playing a person who absolutely thinks this way.
Yes.
And cannot be deterred. And the minute your audience can see you don't believe what you're saying, it's over.
That's right. That's right. So it's and that's why it's always sort of the best. That's why movies like A Princess Bride are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Because from start to finish, I'm like in it with them, and I know that they all believe it. Like I know Princess Buttercup is who she is. Like I believe Humperdinck. Like I believe everyone is as they are because they're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now you slept for 16 hours a day because of the sadness.
Uh-huh.
How did you find your way out of that?
I'm still kind of finding my way out of it right now. Like there's a lot of stuff I need to be doing. But we have an impending writer's strike.
So I've been seeing
all of
this.
The pitching that I might be doing right now has been pushed off. So in a way, I'm kind of grateful that I have to sit still for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Because
I'm doing this summer, and I've got press I've got to do for projects that are coming out very soon.
Oh, what are they? I want to hear about them if you can.
Oh, well, okay. So Paint is coming out in April. Then I've got a movie on Disney Plus called Compact. Yeah, that's coming out on March 30th or 31st. Are there 31 days in March? I can't remember.
It's 31. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest of 31 except for February, which is 28 and 29 in leap year.
Oh my God.
I know. You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way I could remember it.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm not kidding. It's scary. It's true.
Yeah. So that comes out in March, at the end of March. Mm-hmm. All about promposals. And I did not have a promposal. What the hell?
They're so dumb.
How much more money can we throw at these stupid proms? I'm sorry. Anyway, it'll be an adorable movie.
I'm sure, but Wendi, I'm the worst mother in that way for my children because I never cared about any of that. I was never the mother who was like jazzed up about dances and like things like prom. My kids had to do whatever they did, and that was fine. And if they needed me to buy the damn cookies or bouquets, I'd do it.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was the most ridiculous. These are children.
Yeah.
And who gives a fuck about any of it, really? And I know I'm an outlier. But I just find it really, really stupid. I also find really stupid when parents are obsessed with their young children's boyfriends or girlfriends or partners or whatever you want to call them. I find it creepy and ridiculous as fuck. Like until they're 25, they're basically kids. Like let them just do the things they do. And let's not make it such a big deal. I don't care if Johnny has a boyfriend or Johnny has a girlfriend or Susie has a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like none of it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Care that the kids are happy or doing okay, happy enough.
Yeah. Be happy, be safe.
Yeah. Live your life.
Don't give your energy to stupid people, and
That's
don't
right.
become obsessed with your high school
Exactly.
boyfriend or crush or whatever.
That's what I mean. And when the parents get so involved and it's like a point of pride that their kid's in a relationship,
That's so
I'm
weird.
like, it's so weird. I don't understand what the point of pride is about that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like, who cares? Like, what do you accept? Like, I don't get it. Anyway.
Yeah. Like, what do you think they're gonna do? Get married immediately? You better
In
hope
high
they
school.
don't.
In high school.
Yeah.
Right. It's so
You're
dumb.
making a big deal about this. You're putting too much pressure on, and you're
Yeah.
setting a terrible precedent.
That's
You
exactly
know?
how I've always felt, but you'd be amazed. It's so odd. It's
Yeah.
really, really odd. Anyway, so I had read that you have like certain deals with ABC now that the show ends. Is that just reported or was that truthful?
Deals with ABC. No, I
Like
have a
development?
deal with Sony.
Okay, that's who
We
develops
have a
it.
deal with
Okay.
Sony, and we are, actively shopping some things around.
But that's fun,
And
right? Is
yeah,
that fun?
and one thing will start filming in the spring, and I'll
Oh, wow.
tell you more about that when I can, but I can't yet.
Wendy, I love
But
it.
yeah, so, I got stuff happening. What's my next big thing gonna be? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
isn't
know.
there any part of you that gets to just kind of enjoy that, like, you pretend like, I know it's acting and it's fun and it's
Yeah,
exciting and it's, not, it's not digging ditches. Like, I get it. It's a
right,
great gig to have a great job and how cool that you get to live the life that you wanted to live.
right.
But still, you had to get up in the morning and show up early in the morning and work long hours and do your job the way and it's a high pressure, high stakes job
Mhm.
and you succeeded. And now you can actually take a deep breath if you want.
I could, and I should, and I don't know how to do that. I'm too anxious. I feel like if I don't keep going, if I don't launch immediately into something else, I'll have a nervous breakdown,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I do unfortunately, I understand that mentality.
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's super healthy, but, like, you're not alone. It's like that shark
yeah.
mentality, like, you wanna keep, moving.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't know if that's our generation
It might
or
be.
like, where that got beaten into us, but I feel like if I rest too long, it'll all go away, and I'll have to build from square one again.
Yeah, my sense is that's not your story, but I understand the fear of it's being your story.
Right.
And I think that, I mean, we are almost exactly the same age. And I think that our generation, we were not ever taught to look inward and to care about like emotional life.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it
That's so
just feels out of context for us. Like
Mhm.
any way we slice it, because that, like our parents cared about certain things, like eat your vegetables or whatever, but they didn't care. They never asked, at least mine weren't like, how are you feeling? Like it wasn't
Oh,
the
never.
feelings generation.
Yeah. Oh, never. They just didn't care,
Right.
which is listen, there's value in that, I guess, because it
Yeah.
makes you keep moving
Yeah.
and not dwell on things, but then what's the alternative? We grow tumors instead because we never
Yes.
express anything? Like,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know.
Or you get to this point where like you could be just kicking back, not in Mexico right now, like don't go to Mexico, but you could just be my son's like, "Mom, when you say don't go to Mexico, you sound like a jackass because it's like saying there was trouble in Texas, don't go to like Washington State." He's like, "It's not all of Mexico that's the
Right.
problem." I'm like, "I know, but in my small brain, my shrunken brain, this is all like there were kidnappings, don't go to Mexico."
Yeah.
That's just where I'm. But I think for us, it's like because we haven't dealt with that stuff, now the feelings are showing up instead of the
Yeah.
tumor, and so you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. You just don't know what to do with it. And because this industry changes a lot, it seems like, things are put into place, certain procedures, certain regulations, and things about your pay, and then they go away and something else
Right.
happens. Like there's always these loopholes of,
Yeah.
payment and residuals and this and that. So you never have the money that you think you have,
Sure.
No,
No,
you
seriously,
make sure
sure. Yeah.
that you're solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yet, look, I'm a very lucky girl.
Yeah, no, I know, but I've spoken to other uh, actors who've had real success, and everybody says the same thing. It's not even when you've quote unquote made it or had a successful
Mhm.
show, there's not that level of security that
Yeah.
other people feel in other industries because you constantly have to, like you just said, almost like fight for the thing and to
Mhm.
get it's just, yeah, it's just,
Right.
and also the industry has really changed
Uh-huh. Yeah.
with the streaming and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Though I
Like
think probably you'll be like the Goldbergs, even when it goes to all the streaming beyond, well, I guess it'll stay on Hulu, but Hulu's owned by ABC?
Yeah, and because we started on a major network, that's a
Yeah,
different residual schedule, whereas,
yeah,
you know, say Reno 911, which
yeah.
came out in 2023, 20 years ago. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. It's never been off the air, but we don't get residuals for that and
Because
never
of the
have.
streaming. That's
Yeah,
right.
because it
Yeah,
was a cable show, because it was a basic cable show.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
right,
yeah,
exactly. But
we
even
get
the shows
nothing.
like Community, the people who when it went to Netflix, they didn't get crazy money from that either,
Yeah,
I heard, but
yeah,
who knows? Because it went to Netflix, not, you know, not Channel 5 at 4, like, do you remember
exactly.
when it was just again, when we were kids, there were 4 stations, maybe
Uh-huh,
5, and if your family was one of the people in a town that had cable early, because it went
uh-huh,
like, it only started in certain towns, my town got it late,
uh-huh.
then you had some more channels, whereas now, I don't even know what to watch I get so overwhelmed, I don't
Yeah.
even know where to look anymore.
I know, you look at your Roku and you're like, "Wait, what? This is another station?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is this?"
Yes.
You're just too entertained.
Yes.
Too
Yeah, and
much
spoiled.
entertainment.
Yeah, it's too many things, which is why,
Yeah,
gotta stick to the animals.
that's right. Stick to
So
Mother Nature.
I like Mother Nature inside. I like to bring the animals inside more than going outside. So I don't love insects. I love animals. I don't love insects.
Right. I getcha. I think that's okay.
I know. I sometimes
A
feel
good
bad
instinct.
about it, but not that bad. Like
Yeah.
I'm really okay with it. So if the strike happens, what does that even mean? Because I don't think people really understand what the writer's strike means
Yeah.
to kind of all facets of the business.
I'm not 100% sure about everything they're striking for or, what else is on the table as well, but I know that, here's one example, like for streamers,
Yeah.
someone will pitch an idea. Oh, this is a great show. Let's set up a writer's room. We haven't gotten a contract yet, but let's set up a writer's room and just like beat out the first season. Okay. Meaning, let's create a list of 10 episodes and all the details. Okay.
Yeah.
So someone might go into that writer's room and work for, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
There's no contract, so when they are dismissed, they don't get anything.
Oh,
So
right.
all this pre-work for a show that doesn't go, how are you supposed to live on that?
Right. They don't really get paid.
Yeah, because of, like I said, the streaming things right now, like, okay, let's just flesh out this idea. Well, you don't get money for fleshing out the idea before you sell it. So why are they expected to do that? That's
Right.
ridiculous,
Right.
you
That
know?
does seem ridiculous.
That is that's just a lot of full-time free work with the
Yeah.
promise of maybe having a job.
Right. And then if
No,
they don't get the job, what's the point of having done all that?
exactly, exactly. So
Huh.
that's one thing. And there's
Okay.
residuals, there's titles, there's all kinds of things going on. But yeah, they absolutely deserve to strike if they don't get their needs met at the bargaining table. And it's time.
And
It's
this,
time.
there was a strike like 10 years ago? When was that
Yeah.
other one? It
Yeah,
was
like
10.
2008, I
2008.
think it
Okay.
was. It was a while
Yeah.
back. I don't think they really made a lot of headway with that one. Look, like I said, I respect what the writers do, we would have nothing without them.
Oh, I
You
know.
would have
Of course.
no Netflix, none of
Right.
those things. And I
No.
know people are saying, well, you just let AI write the scripts.
Oh, bullshit.
Right. Yeah. We'll see how long that would last. Sure.
They're already finding out with like Chat GTP. There's like new ones emerging because, of course, the first one's the first, and then just like everything else, there's all these other ones, and they're filled with errors, and they're insincere because they're AI, and
Right.
it's not going to replace famous last words. It's not going to replace people. Ever since I was part of like a Wendy Williams compilation saying, after I was asked if Trump would become president, I said, no freaking way, loudly. And it wound up in every one of his propaganda videos was me, my big fucking mug going, no freaking way. And yeah, that I'm afraid to say anything with absolute certainty because I got so screwed.
Man.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
You and me both. I was so sure he wouldn't win that I was like,
Oh, I
Trump being
was
president.
positive it wasn't
No
going to
freaking
happen.
way. Yeah, I was sure.
Oh,
How could that be? And then there. So I don't believe anything is, absolutely one way or another anymore because I've learned my lesson. But yeah, I think we need we need the human connection and the human touch and the human spirit to actually write
yeah.
effectively in the right way.
I mean, can AI sit there and spit out Squid Game? No,
No, definitely not.
absolutely not.
Uh-uh. No, nor
Yeah,
or Crash
that's
Into
not
Me, which was Crash Landing Into Me, which is another Korean not sitcom drama that was like, or the Extraordinary Attorney Woo. These shows,
Ooh,
I fell in love with Korean shows, the dramas. And
the best.
did you see Extraordinary Attorney Woo?
No, now
Oh,
I'm gonna put it
Wendy,
in my queue right now. Is it on
I
Netflix?
I've just taken care of the next 24 hours. If you give it like each episode is like 90 minutes. They for some reason Korean television episodes are very long.
Okay.
So if it's a 16 episode season, it's like 30 episodes. It's incredible.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
I'm
on
in
Netflix.
love. I cannot wait.
Okay, so here's two things you should watch. One is Crash Landing Into Me is great. It's romance and it's it's a really kind look at
Mhm.
North Korea. It's a beautiful depiction of North Korea. It's great. It's not really, but it's a love story, South Korea, North
Right.
Korea, and funny and great. And then Extraordinary Attorney Woo is just delicious. It's this attorney who is on the autism spectrum and she's young and yeah, it's great. You'll love it.
Oh my God, I can't wait to watch
Yeah.
this. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's
I was
good.
wondering what I was gonna binge next.
Oh yeah, no, they're subtitled or not. It's up to you because they'll dub in the English. I like the subtitle, but
Oh, I can't
it's
wait.
really good. Yeah. So how else can we fill your days till you're actually shooting again? What else
Well,
could you do?
look, I got stuff to do. I'm not totally twiddling my thumbs over here.
Yeah.
I've got a very
How
active animal life.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Wendy, why do I remember, and again, I told you I don't remember much of anything, but there was at one point in the past, like 6 months or a year, you had posted something about your husband.
Mhm.
And I couldn't remember exactly what it was, that something was going on with his health. I wasn't sure exactly what. And I only want to ask you about it because if there's I feel for you. That's all. Like, because I know you love your husband and like,
Yeah.
so I don't know what's up. So what is
Mhm.
going on? What happened? And what was the thing that I saw?
Okay, so back in 2015,
Mhm.
Greg was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Okay.
It was a huge blow, a
Yeah.
huge blow, because he was in his mid 40s at the time, and that's pretty young to be diagnosed. But thank God
Yeah.
he listened to his instincts and went and found out about this. We did not like the information we were getting from our doctors. We were getting just very dismissive responses like, here's your medicine. We don't know. I mean, you could be in a wheelchair in a year. We don't know. But just keep taking this. And it was very much like, take this medicine, see how it goes. And that was not gonna work for us. So we started doing our research, and then our show's creator, Adam Goldberg, okay, he has a brother, Eric, who is a brain surgeon. Eric is not depicted on the show. He's a girl, Erica. We changed
Oh
that.
my gosh. Yeah.
So he is a brain surgeon, and he got on the phone with us and kind of set us straight and gave us some really good advice to go see a movement specialist first and foremost. So any of your listeners out there who has someone with Parkinson's in your life, get thee to a movement specialist and see what they can tell you about where you're at, and prescribe something that's individual to you.
Yeah.
So we got him in physical therapy. They lowered the dosage of his medicine because they had him medicated like someone who had it for 30 years or something like that. So we kept all that at bay for a while until it became time to like really look at surgery.
Mm.
And we met this brilliant doctor at UCI, which has a specialty in Parkinson's patients. She walked us through what deep brain stimulation was, where they put these probes in your brain and string it to a device near your heart, kind of like a pacemaker with batteries that, keeps the brain stimulated and takes away the need for a lot of medication. So we finally got him in the hospital to do that at the beginning of this season. So I think I had been at work 1 week and they gave me a day off to go sit in the hospital and wait for that to happen.
Generous. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I think the buildup to it was the hardest part, but the actual operation was, he sailed through it.
Oh, that's amazing.
No pain. He never
wow.
had to take a single pain pill.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. And now he moves perfect. Like you can't tell by looking at him that he has it. Whereas before, his head would bob all around.
Yeah.
His limbs would, like, if he didn't have something to do with his hands would be shaking all around.
Yeah.
So, like I said, anyone out there with Parkinson's knows this about their Parkinson's medication. That's what makes you shake.
Interesting.
Okay? Parkinson's stiffens you up. But if you take your medicine, you can move your limbs or whatever, but when your limbs have nothing to do, they look for something to do. So that's what causes a lot of the tremors. He doesn't have that anymore. He's scaled back on his medication so that later on, if he needs to up that dose again, the dose will keep working. Because a lot of times you will outgrow the effects of it. You know what I mean? Like it's
of course, like any medication.
Yeah. So we went through that this year, and God, I just can't recommend it enough. If anybody out there is on the fence about deep brain stimulation, do it. I can't recommend it enough.
With a licensed doctor, not at a med spa.
Yeah, don't go to the med spa and get like, oh, I'm going to get a vitamin B drip and deep brain stimulation. No.
Oh, I'm so glad he's okay. Not just because he needs to do your hair, but partially because he needs to color your hair. It's still my favorite. One of my favorite things about you is your husband coloring your hair. Like I find it to be just the sweetest, most loving. I've no doubt that Keith Hutt would do my hair if I needed him to.
Yeah, sure.
But he would absolutely do everything else but that. Like he might like want to brush my hair just for sport.
Sure.
But like it's just the most loving kind. Like you have a terrific husband. Like just the fact that he does your hair. Yeah.
I really do. Thank you for saying that because I can't say it enough. I lucked out in the husband department. And, any dumb thing I ask him to do, he doesn't even question it. He just does it.
Yeah. It's nice. You picked well.
Yeah, I go,
yeah. That or he felt sorry for you. It's either.
And that could be too, but I'll take it.
It's great. Anyway, you get there. Honestly, the older I get, fine. Doesn't matter how. It's true. I don't care. If you want to take pity on me.
Reason.
Right. I don't need to know why. You want to be nice to me just because you think I'm pathetic? Go for it. Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take the damn kindness. I mean, seriously. Yeah. Your intentions don't have to be honorable at all. Just, feel like being nice to me. Great. I'll take the niceness. It's
few and far between. Here. I can't see him.
Yeah. So what's your some of your favorite things to buy lately to spruce up around you? In
Oof.
addition to like containers, like what is your thing?
Yeah.
Like I just cleaned my freezer yesterday. Like the way it happens to me is it was 6 o'clock. I'm standing in my
Mhm.
kitchen waiting for something either like in the air fryer or the toaster for my husband to be off a call. I don't know. And I was just like, I must empty the freezer this second and fix it. Like I can't look at the freezer anymore, like in that minute.
You and I are exactly alike.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's 11:30 at night. This
There you are.
freezer is disgusting and it's gotta
That's
go. It's gotta be
that's right.
cleaned immediately.
That's right.
Yeah.
That minute. Yeah.
Okay, I bought an itty bitty vacuum cleaner on Amazon, and it
Oh.
is so great for cleaning in, like, weird areas of your fridge that get crumbs or in your
Mm,
drawers,
mm.
or your
Between the
computer
car seat?
keyboard.
Yeah, what about between the car seat and the
This isn't good for that. It's not long enough, but it's
okay.
good for, like, your cup holders and your vents.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, thank you for reminding me. My car is disgusting.
You gotta fix
I need
that.
to go do that. Yeah.
But those the cleaning of the computer is like a real I tried I tried to help myself by getting one of those silicone keyboard covers from Amazon,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
but then it gets almost tacky the more you use it.
Yes. Yes.
But
It
I'm
gets
not getting
disgusting.
crumbs in between the keyboards. Not to say I eat at my desk ever, but I
No, of course you don't. You
never.
never do that, and I don't read my iPad in the bathtub. It simply doesn't happen. Because that's weird and gross.
So weird and so gross. Like I have a kitchen.
I do everything properly in the room that,
It's
where I'm
supposed to be
supposed to
done
be.
in. It is
Yeah,
sort of funny though that I do why do I get hungry at the most ridiculous time of day when I'm at my desk
yeah.
working? Like it's just but I've been
It's
known to eat an
avoidance.
orange on
It's
the treadmill,
avoidance.
so there's no sense to how I live my
Oh,
life.
okay. Um, are you a home goods shopper?
I wanna be, I'm not. Do you go to the store or you do it online?
I go into the store
Oh god.
with nothing in mind, and that's when things leap out at you, you know?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, I need this for Christmas." It's March, but
Mhm.
Christmas is I mean,
It's looming.
it's looming.
Yes.
It's looming. So, yeah, I need that. I need you know what? I need some more chicken statues for my kitchen.
Yeah. Mhm. When we went to Home Goods with my daughter's last year of college, we went to
Uh-huh,
Home Goods when we moved her in, and I went and I found I think there was a mug I needed and a Snoopy notebook. Now,
okay.
I didn't I don't it's like a notebook or a journal. I haven't opened it yet, and it's, she graduated a year ago, and
Oh
I
my god.
haven't opened it's on my desk. I haven't opened it yet, but I needed to have it when we
You
walked through
needed to
Home
have
Goods.
it because otherwise someone else would have bought it,
Yeah, I needed it.
and they
It's
would
now I have a
have it, and you
question.
wouldn't have it.
Snoopy's cute. I wanted the book,
Of course. I follow that logic, okay?
right?
That is
Right?
and I need to stuff my guest bathroom with bath bombs of
Yes.
different flavors.
Even if you have no guess.
Exactly, which I don't.
Correct. Why
There's a
wouldn't you?
shower in that guest bathroom.
Well,
Why did I
yeah,
buy these bath bombs? Because
because
I'm buying them?
because in just in case you do have a house guest who needs to take a shower but feels faint and needs to sit in the shower, they've got the bath
Right,
bomb to give it a bathy type essence.
right. There you go. There you go.
There's
And
always a
then wouldn't it
reason.
be cute, Jenny, if I bought a gumball machine and bought a bunch of little jawbreaker-sized bath bombs and put them in the gumball machine next to my own bathtub?
Kind
Wouldn't
of
that
cute.
be adorable?
Kinda, yeah.
You know? I
Yeah.
did go and buy bird cages for every bathroom in the house so that I could put extra toilet paper in there. So if
Right.
you need more toilet paper, you just reach into the bird cage. Nothing
I
is easy at our house.
I love that. I love that you are an artist through and through. You're like a real wacky like you're one of those people. It's spectacular. It's great. Like you would install a freaking like like a brook in your house, like a babbling brook, just so you could have the accoutrements and the
Please.
stones and the, you know, it just
I
would
would
be great.
absolutely do that. I've thought about doing that with our swimming pool because there are ducks in the swimming pool all the time, and we can't make them go away. And you know how ducks can muck up a swimming pool.
Oh,
So
for sure. And a
you just give
lawn.
up and
Yeah.
turn it into a pond,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
you know? Maybe that's the better thing to do. Why fight it?
Do you have a room in your house that's like a cattery? Like, do you have 1,000 trees and like what's their main spaces like?
So our biggest and youngest cat, Butters, is not liked by the other cats.
Is that because
Okay.
he cries a lot? Because he was complaining before.
Yeah, it's because he's too big and aggressive with his play, and they're like, "Chill, don't try so hard." So 5 of the cats stay in one part of the house, and the other 2 stay in the other part, and there's catios in each part.
There you go.
So their nasty little litter boxes can be away from our noses, but the 5 have a much smaller catio than the 2.
How do you make a catio? Where is it? Like, how does that, is it like a screened in porch?
Kind of, yeah. But it's sturdier than screen. So it's like, mm, it's not chicken coop wire, but it's very sturdy so coyotes can't come in. We have a lot of coyotes in this
Yeah,
neighborhood.
no, and you love your cats, of course. They're
Yeah.
not prey. They're your
Yeah.
babies. They're not, yeah.
So they kind of live off of sections of the house like a patio. But
Right.
there's a guy that builds just catios in Southern California, and he'll build them around a tree if that's what you want. He'll build them so that they connect, so that there's like little habit trails where they can
Amazing.
connect. I mean, it's
Oh
amazing.
my God.
Yeah. If we wanted to turn the whole backyard into an exhibit,
You could.
we could, build something around a tree so they can scratch that and
Because they're
yet not
indoor
kill
cats.
any birds
Yeah.
or squirrels,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
be safe. And they're safe
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, exactly.
When you just said habit trail, I swear I'm back in the 80s. Like was that not everybody's dream to have the habit trail and the hamsters?
Oh, yeah.
The bigger the bigger the setup and the whole thing. And
Yeah.
oh my God.
Watch your little hamster friend go through this maze. Isn't that fun? I don't know how fun it was for them, but it sure
It
was.
wasn't. It couldn't have been. And they died after
Yeah.
18 months. Like they were not pets known for longevity. The whole thing was really gross.
Yeah,
That, and you know what else were great toys? Like
Hmm.
the oh my God, the sea monkey. Do you remember sea monkeys?
Weren't we all duped by the sea monkeys? Because in the
Yes.
advertisements, they were like smiling and wearing crowns and little outfits.
Who were people.
Yeah. And then we get they were dandruff flakes.
They were krill. They were actually krill. And we thought they were going to be, you're right, the princess and the king and the queen and that they would grow into almost like a fish person who was a person,
like
and they would smile.
Seahorse,
and they'd be big. Yes. At least a seahorse, Wendi. And yet they were specs that if you did it exactly right, only if you followed the directions exactly right, would you actually get krill. And then they would smell.
They smelled so bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, what a disappointment that was. That was like the first mail order disappointment.
It was the first mail order disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, you're right. We had to send away for it and it would take forever.
Oh, yeah. With a little coupon and have your mom write out a check.
Oh my God. That's right. You'd buy it at Toys R Us. You'd buy the casing. And then you'd have to send away for the krill. And then it would show up. And then you'd hope for the best. And it would usually not work.
Oh.
Right. As opposed to the squirmel work, that little thing on the string that you put through your fingers. It was like green and it would look like it was a like a not a snake, like a furry little wormy thing.
Yeah, I
And that
remember that. Oh
the
my
squirrel
gosh.
was good.
I like
Th
those.
that was good, and I liked creepy crawlers. I did like creepy crawlers, even though they
Those
were
were
insects.
fun.
Those were
I remember
fun.
those being fun. Yeah.
Anything with a bake light was fun.
With a bake light.
It baked them. It was like it melted them in like a bake light, the creepy crawlers. You put the gel, you squeezed you're a
Yeah.
DIYer. You would squeeze the color in the mold and would go in like a light, like an
Oh,
easy bake oven
right.
almost.
Okay, I forgot about that part of it.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. So like a shrinky dink type thing where you had to get
but it
the
was squishy. Yeah.
oven involved.
I do love the
Yeah.
shrinky dink. My sister-in-law sent me shrinky dinks recently and I haven't opened them yet. But yeah, I used
I
to
don't
love
even
them.
know why you're sitting here talking to me when you
It's
have
true.
shrinky dinks in the house
They're
and a
downstairs.
Snoopy Notebook. You got
Mhm.
you got stuff to do.
I do. I really do have stuff to do. But
Yeah,
I did love toys from yesteryear. I do. I
that's
love Cabbage
amazing.
Patch Kids and like that's
Oh,
yeah, that I would fill my house with. But you got to go make more catios. I cannot believe that. I love the catio concept.
I'll send you a video that is on Instagram from our catio guy that actually built it. It's a pretty good,
Spectacular.
you know,
That's
um,
incredible.
yeah, it's a
You're
pretty
an
good.
excellent cat owner. See, you do pets right. No, it's true. Like you do pets right. Like if you're gonna have cats, you're gonna have dogs, whatever, you do it right.
Well, if we're stupid enough to have this many, then we got to do it right.
Listen, I'm
But
the same way. My
listen,
house is,
we can't keep, look, we've got 7 cats. We never started out to have 7 freaking cats, but they just kept showing up.
right.
And you can't say no when an animal
No.
picks you.
No, 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 no. I mean, that's
Yeah.
please, we spend our days about our dogs. Like that's all we
Yeah.
do is we take care of our dogs. It's the dogs,
Yeah.
it's the dogs, it's the dogs. Middle of the night, they've decided lately they want to wake up and go out in the middle of the night. We wake up and go out in the middle of the night. What are you going to do? They have to go out. Got to go out. Yeah. They're so
Yeah.
cute. Still love
Someone in
them.
the neighborhood has peacocks.
No.
Peacocks in the neighborhood. And I don't know if they actually belong to anybody or if someone just let them loose.
So
and
where
said,
are they?
They just wander the streets. It's so weird, Jenny. You'll be out, pushing your cat in a baby stroller as
Which
one
isn't
does.
weird at all.
And
Yeah.
there is a big peacock just strutting around on someone's lawn, eating grubs. But you hear them at night and they make the most horrible sounds. Beautiful birds, but horrible sounds. I mean, it sounds like someone being lit on fire.
Oh, amazing. That sounds so
Terrible.
peaceful.
But they're
So
so beautiful.
restful. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are beautiful. Wait, when your cats are in the stroller,
Uh-huh.
do they have a leash? Like, do you have them attached so they can't escape?
No, we just zip them in.
Oh, so they can't get out.
Yeah, they can't get out.
Yeah, that's fine.
When they start getting too fussy,
Yeah.
we race them back.
Oh, it's
Because
time
they
to
do
come
get
home.
overstimulated, and if
Oh
there's
my God.
God help us if there's a leaf blower in the neighborhood, forget it. The
Oh,
whole
when
walk
people
is
see
ruined.
Wendi and Greg outside with the cat stroller, it's just you must be the neighborhood. I don't know what. That's so good.
The neighborhood cuckoo bird. So
The eccentrics.
the eccentrics, like, oh, there's that lady in her bathrobe feeding the crows again. That's me.
Wasn't she a TV star earlier this year?
Wow, she looks like shit.
She
What
was,
happened? She must drink.
oh
Look
my
at her.
God. I saw
What
her on
happened?
TV every week for 10 years.
Yeah, my goodness, you'd think she'd have enough money to not look like that.
Definitely not. You're adorable. There's nobody saying anything like that. Anybody who is, I'll smack them silly. I'll smack them right upside the head. So then I think the 16 hours a day sleeping is probably smart because you're going to get busy.
Save my energy, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my
Absolutely.
God. All right. Well, you are, amazing. Follow Wendi McLendon-Covey on Instagram and check out, all 72 of her projects now that the Goldbergs is wrapped. The last episode will be in May. Really what a special gem of a show it was. It was beautifully done. And you handled all the ups and downs, with grace because you are graceful. You are a dancer first and foremost. You do all with grace.
So much. Yes.
Yeah. And thank you for being on my podcast.
Of course. Anytime.
Yeah. Well, you'll come back for the next one, for the thing you can't talk about yet. Cause I love that you're going to produce and make more TV and more stuff. Just keep going.
Gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
Cause you're right.
Thank you.
If you
I'll do
don't,
it.
if you don't, it all just, as you said before, it's all just going to go away. So
Evaporate.
yeah. I'm at Just Jenny Hutt on Instagram and Jenny Hutt on TikTok and Twitter. Any questions or comments about today's episode, you could email justjennypod@gmail.com. And I'll be back here per usual tomorrow. Thank you, Wendi.
Sweet. Thank you so much. I'll see
You're
you soon.
amazing. Yeah,
You
you are just
are.